Hi and welcome to today's tutorial on how to create a montage with the instant box camera. So what is a montage? A montage is basically a combination of several images, of several parts that become one image. So what we will do today is we take a negative that I already took and we're montaging different elements, different negative, different pieces on top of that negative, take a photograph with the camera to create a montage positive. All right, I'll take a negative I took before. Got it here, a very stylish portrait. First, we're going to create a frame around our negative. So for that, I'm going to take this cutout. It's a very simple cutout I just made from a piece of paper, or actually an overexposed photograph I did. And I'm going to frame the image. As it's wet, it will stick to the surface quite well. So I'm going to frame it, put it around until I think it looks good. All right. And I'll leave it at that. So the frame is in place. I put it on top of the negative. If you look at the frame is white, which means in the positive it will be black. So I'm creating a black frame right now. If you want it in the other way around, you use a black piece of paper and you will get a white frame. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is the regular process of taking a positive. If you're not sure how to do that yet, check out the other videos we produced on this channel on how to take a photograph with the instant box camera. So I'm measuring the light, I'm exposing onto my photo paper, and I develop and fix it. Okay, so let's see if my exposure measurement, which was 3 seconds in this case, worked out. Looking at the fixer. Yep, that seems to work very well. All right, as we can see, the top part of the original negative, as my frame was smaller, but this doesn't matter because what I want to do is I want to cut down, just with scissors, that frame to have a purely black frame. I'm cutting away the white basically to have a purely black frame. And here we go, my finished framed photograph. That is a very, very simple framed montage. Let's take it a step further. We have this montage with a frame, but let's say we want to add another layer, maybe some text or a message for someone. I just scribbled hello on a tiny piece of paper and cut it out. And I'm going to add this now to the two negatives. And I'm going to take another photograph to create a next montage. Okay, so let's add this hello to, well, down here, up here. I'm going to put it here to the side. Okay, so we have 3 layers now. We have the negative, we have the frame, and we have our little hello. I exposed, developed, and fixed the photograph. Let's see if it worked out. So here's our positive of the negative, the frame, that's only a white piece of paper, that's why it's black, and our hello. So it's just a simple demonstration how you can create montages, messages, or put the date, or if you have a special event you want to photograph, you can write down the event with the instant box camera. Simple, effective, and quick. Another technique I'm going to show you is a montage technique I'm copying from minute camera photographers in India. If you haven't seen the research yet, I did with my colleague Sean Foley. It's called Indian Minute Camera Photographers. It's a book we made about 3 box camera photographers who do amazing work, including montages. So I picked a couple of leaves and I'm trying to frame the images with those leaves, and then we're going to photograph them. All right, so I placed the leaves around the negative and I'm going to do the usual photography exposure. I think it's still about 3 seconds, and then develop it and fix it. Let's see how that works out. If you haven't experimented too much with the box camera yet, what you can do to create a more close-up image is, of course, use the negative holder and change its position. That allows you to take a more close-up image or a bit more of a wider part of the image. Let's see how it worked out. Very nice. We can clearly see the different shades of the leaves, those leaves that were darker and those that were brighter. And we have a correlation between the leaves actually on the photograph, on the negative, and the leaves replaced in the frame. A leaf montage inspired by Indian minute camera photographers. Very, very easy to do, and the creative inspirations are limitless because you can use any kind of material, photograph textures, structures, natural materials, and things you cut out, texts you create. So these are montages created with the instant box camera.